everyone, David C. Anderson from the Knife Center. We're coming at you from the Spyderco booth at SHOT Show with one of our favorite guests on the channel, Mr. Spyderco himself, Eric Glesser.
Oh, thanks again.
How are you, my friend? Yeah,
great,
good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
We got some cool stuff to talk about from the latest reveal, and we're going to start with the knife that Eric is personally like the most excited about.
Yeah.
U.S.-made Spyderco coming in under $100 is the bullet point or the headline here. Tell us about the charisma.
Yeah, so again, because we were talking before I got on camera, definitely super excited about this piece coming out of the U.S. It's about a 3-inch blade, just a hair underneath, which is kind of that Goldilocks length for a lot of carriers. What I really like about this one, though, is that the edge gets really all the way back to that guard, with just a little bit of a choil. So if you look at something like the Sage, which is also a 3-inch blade, you get a lot more edge with that blade to handle ratio. So very excited about that. But where it really packs a punch is it weighs less than an ounce.
Crazy light.
You know, it's 65 thou thick blade, very light. It's got a deep pocket wire clip, so it really tucks away and hides. The lanyard is also tucked up high. So if you want to, tuck it into a pocket and have a little tie out to get to it a little bit easier, you can do that or whatever you like. It is a flippable clip, a little contouring on the inside, which gives you, clearance. And great leverage to get to that one hand open. It is left or right, which is nice for a little pocket knife, but it's so light that you can literally stick it in your shirt pocket.
But it's still got a strong lockback on it as well.
Right. Yeah. I love that you mentioned that. That is where a lot of the joy comes in. That self-close, you don't have to worry about it, that action, and then you can hear it, that lockup, just snap, you can feel secure.
Well, you guys always do such a good job with your lockbacks in general, and it sounds like a Spyderco when it locks open. It really does.
And we in fact engineer that sound in there. If we make a knife and it opens up and it's too quiet, we have to re-engineer it to put some of that sound in because the customer likes that sound of security. And with the edge going all the way back, you definitely want the security. Where I really appreciate it though is that thin BD1N blade.
It's so thin, it's going to slice just unbelievably.
Right, and BD1N can hold that edge because it's a great grain structure and chemistry that it can get thinner edge angles and thinner blades and still hold. In the kitchen knife world, you start getting to some of these higher grade carbon steels and they chip out. And so BD1 has been a great combination for this. High corrosion resistance, high wear resistance, and gets thin.
Awesome. It's super light. It's a really cool little design. You mentioned you use this as like your jogging knife.
I do,
You're phenomenal for that. But anyone who wants something that's just, you're not going to be bothered by the knife in your pocket until you're ready to take it out and bother other things with it.
Right.
It's going to be just right there when you
And as you mentioned, like for the jogging knife, you're jogging, so you're bouncing and you're moving around. And what lock do you carry when you go for a knife for a jog or something like that? And I've always felt that back lock is really
that
secure.
Self-close really, if it does pop open a little bit, it's just coming right back in.
So very excited about this design. Coming out of the U.S., you can buy it for under $100. It packs a lot of punch. It's easy to carry.
Nice. Very nice.
Has charisma.
The other kind of like all new shape that we're seeing this year from this reveal with you guys is this new Ed Shemp design.
Yeah, the kukri style. So there are those kukri fans, old school style of design. You can really, has that belly, so if you're doing some serious cutting, you can do this back part of the edge, really choke up on there with a 4-finger choil or get back with that guard. But with that classic kukri, you get that belly. With Ed Shemp, he likes a lot of those kind of negative angles.
Like as soon as I saw it, before I even read any copy, it was like, oh, new Ed Shemp design.
Yes, and for a lot of people, that's right where they want to be. That straight blade to handle ratio for doing those belly cuts.
Sure.
Also with Ed Shemp, you get that look. He's got his own look, his own flair. He's been designing knives for 30 years. He's pretty good at it. The guard on there is going to keep you nice and safe and secure. The deep pocket wire clip that's flippable, the lanyard, the peel ply G10, the full flat grind, full liners, so very rigid, skeletonized. So really go to town with this thing.
And we're 9CR steel on that one?
We are.
What was the name of the knife?
Retract.
The Retract, cool.
Right. So
you guys have been doing stuff with Ed for a long time now.
I think it's about 30 years now.
Yeah, so you guys you're on your 50th anniversary this year,
We
right?
are.
And you said you're working with Ed on a project that kind of harkens back to something you did with Ed on the 25th anniversary, too. What's
Okay,
that for our viewers,
I don't
if
think
you
we're
mind?
showing video pictures or anything.
Oh.
I'm probably talking out of turn, but I like you a lot.
Oh, well, I
like
appreciate
talking
that.
knives.
Don't let me get you in trouble with anyone.
Oh, no. So Ed Shemp did the Mosaic Damascus on the 25th anniversary knife, which was Spyderco bugs in the Damascus. You know, Mosaic Damascus, beautiful process. There's only, you know, handfuls of people that can do it in the world. Ed Shemp was among those first people to do it. Daryl Meyer, I believe, is the person who really created that Mosaic Damascus back in the day, and I believe he's a Hall of Famer now. But back in the day, you know, Ed Shemp was also one of those forefathers of Mosaic Damascus. And so here we are at our 50th anniversary. He did the 25th anniversary. We've been working with him for a long time, and so let's kind of bookend it a little bit. And he's doing the Mosaic Damascus on our 50th anniversary.
Cool, which is not being revealed yet, but hopefully soon we'll be able to tell you something.
And
That's awesome.
he's already forged most of it, and it's gorgeous.
Nice.
And I think that when we do reveal it, he's got a video of him forging it and stuff. So I think it'll be a nice historical piece for a Spyderco fan when we get it to the market this year.
Well, thanks for the sneak peek.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So
yeah.
Next up, we've got kind of the thing that people have been clamoring for quite some time.
Yeah.
The PM2 lightweight.
Yes.
It is here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm as I just mentioned, this is our 50th anniversary. The Paramilitary 2 is one of our flagship pieces.
For sure.
And to come out with the molded lightweight version is personally so exciting for me. You're going to be able to get it at a lower cost. It's going to be easier to deliver, and it's going to perform.
And it's like a full ounce lighter than the standard
I'd have
version,
to pull out the specs, but I'm guessing at least.
Yeah.
You know, and we're very proud of the performance on this with the compression lock, the construction inside, keeping that strength for a knife that really has such a great reputation. We don't want to sacrifice that.
For sure.
So your bidirectional texturing, your open construction, your deep pocket wire clip, which you don't get on your traditional G10 one. So for a lot of people, that's a big upgrade. And yeah, I think it's a perfect knife to come out for Spyderco on our 50th.
Yeah, BD1N on this as well. The compression lock, of course. Same great action, but it's like the Para 3 lightweight in that you've only got the liner on the one side.
No, there is a liner on the back side as well on this one.
Yeah.
It's in both, because we are dealing with new engineering challenges. If you look into this and you start ripping into the guts of it, we had to overcome some different adversities because of the size. But yes, it has that one compression lock, and then it has a smaller liner that encompasses the pins for strength.
Nice. Yeah, the balance on it is really, really good. Not that the standard one was ever like unbalanced, of course, but just the lighter weight here really transforms it. Again, makes it something very easy to carry in your pocket without noticing it. Obviously, a little bit more space than the Charisma there at the front, but yeah, really, really nice. And it's still got that great snap action too.
It's such a pleasure for me to see a Spyderco bug on something like this. It is just a gorgeous piece.
Well, that's good, because if it didn't, you'd probably be in the long
line
of work.
Right. So very proud moments.
So we've also got, you've shown the lightweight sprint run in 15V.
Right.
Which there's a few others as well, the Native Chief lightweight and the Lil Native lightweight.
Yep.
You guys have really staked out a claim on the 15V stuff.
Right.
The response has been really good, especially now that this is a steel that is going away, actually.
Yeah, I'm sad for a lot of it. I'm so proud to work with Sean Houston, who helped us on the heat treat of this. It's a 15V. It's a special heat treat he worked on to narrow it down to get the ultimate wear resistance without getting that chip, without getting a too thick of an edge. Gave you more capabilities.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, because the steel industry is in so much flexibility right now, some of these grades are going away. Are they going away permanently? We don't know. But for now, they're going away. And fortunately, Spyderco bought most of the last of it.
Right.
So
basically, like when Spyderco runs out, there's no more.
Yeah,
is kind of the thing.
And frankly, the highest wear resistant steels in the market today, and I don't want to say which one is better than the other one, but 15V, you get into your 110V, you get into your Rex 121, and you get into Maximet. I mean, those four, those are K390. I mean, there's some of these super wear resistance. Well, 15V is going away. Rex 121. It's going away. Sorry to say it, but we bought the last of it. We're going to try to produce as much of it as we can, which is a burnt orange that we're going to show here in a minute. And then same with Maximet. Maximet is becoming too expensive and too hard to produce at this time, and we're going to start sunsetting that too. Now, what's going to start to replace these things, I don't know. Fortunately, K390 is still around, and for us,
that's a great steel.
It is.
I love
it is an absolute wonderful steel, and so we will always strive for those super steels. But for some people, jump in and get your Rex 121, your the Maximet and the 15B. I mean, when I was a kid, one of my favorite steels we ever made was Vinvar BG42. Good luck getting another one of those.
Right.
They're and I still love that knife. And so again, jumping on it while you can. It's kind of like putting a Ferrari engine in a low-cost car.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's the way I see my K390 Delica.
Right.
And not as rust-prone as some people might think. I actually ran it through the clothes washer once by accident. It actually came out cleaner than it didn't rust on me. I was very surprised.
Yeah, some of these are so more corrosive resistant than people give them credit for. Because what was that steel made for? Because we were talking before camera, we tag on to other industries, car industries, aeronautics industries, and what steel is the best for those industries. Well, in a lot of those industries, they're looking for wear resistance and corrosion resistance. And so some of these super steels are more corrosive resistant than people think.
Good tip.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the Rex 21, a Sage 6.
Yes. In burnt orange. Burnt orange G10. Again, in the world of composites, so proud of being able to execute a peel ply burnt orange G10 with this rigidity, made in America. The Rex 121 is truly one of the best wear-resistant knives, as I was mentioning before. The Sage is a wonderful package for it.
And
with
people are loving the button compression on this too. Yeah.
Kevin Smock was great to develop it and work with us on it. Now, again, the Sage is to highlight the different locks if you follow the Sage series. So this one is highlighting Kevin's button compression. But for a 3-inch folder, for an all-around use knife, the Sage is a tough one to beat.
It's one of your best just general everyday carry pocket knife patterns out there. I mean, you guys do so many that work really well at it, but it'd be hard to argue against this one.
And the action and the size and the carry and the lockup, and developed and built in Taichung, and those guys that we work with are just absolutely beautiful in their skill and ability.
For sure.
Very proud to work with them on that one.
So as he mentioned, the steel, you guys kind of scooped up as much of it as possible.
Yeah.
This is not technically a sprint run, but when they do run out of the steel, it is going to be gone. So.
Yeah, when we launched it, it wasn't a sprint, but it inevitably is learning.
It will be supply limited at some point.
Yes, and we also allocated that steel to a few different models.
Sure,
and so, those models, once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah. So now's your chance anyway. Should be mentioned, I'll mention it again at the end, you should be able to pre-order any of this stuff at the Knife Center. Links will be in the description, except the sprint runs. We don't do pre-orders on the sprint runs just because, it could get us in trouble, so we don't want to do that. Just with making sure everyone's getting what they expect to be getting. But any of the other stuff, pre-order down below. Speaking of a sprint run, the Meerkat.
The Meerkat, for a lot of people, it's a legendary flagship piece.
It is, like, our customer service manager at Knife Center, this is her favorite knife.
Yep.
So when she saw the new one coming out, she's like, yes.
It's kind of a fan favorite, if you will. I mean, because it's just been around so long, and it's touched so many people's lives. The beautiful part about it is the lock, though.
Of course.
For most people, they have no idea how it's unlocking. If you hand that to a newbie, they're usually going to say, I don't know how to unlock this thing, and hand it back.
Well, speaking of like the early internet days, like I acquired one of these at one point, and I didn't know how it unlocked. And I couldn't close it for a while.
It's definitely, that's one of the fan things about it. It's a fun piece.
Yeah.
So it is a back lock, actually. And rather than having a button here that lifts the bar.
So it's doing the same action just with that.
Rotate this scale, and it's lifting the back lock hammer. And so this one is being made in Japan. As you know, we make a lot of backlocks in Japan. So it's going to have the good self-close, the great action, the performance, everything you get in that backlock, but in a very unique and fun design.
Indeed. What are the steel specs on this one?
This is Carpenter PD1. So it's as a comparison, people think of crew wear, but this is coated, so you're not going to get that same patina you might get on it.
Sure.
And then it's with the black, and it brings that nice black and purple. You know, for me, I feel like I'm somewhat of an 80s kid, so I love the black and purple. I think it's a great combination.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Meerkat is a fun one, definitely.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, very cool small knife. About a 2-inch blade on that, so
Right.
you can take it just about anywhere that you can take a knife. So.
And it's a tip-down wire clip.
Right.
It's a little side note, but we don't do a lot of those. It was actually one of the first wire clips ever produced. The Q, the Meerkat, there were a few of them.
I'll tell you, like, silly little story. The reason I acquired my first Meerkat is because someone told me that clip would fit on a Sabenza, and I wanted to try it out.
Oh, hilarious.
Yeah. But, you know, I didn't like the way it looked on a Sabenza. It felt more at home on the Spyderco,
It's
so I
pretty
put it
small.
back. Yeah.
Like when you dive into our wire clips, they are different lengths depending on the knife.
But yeah, such a cool little blade. All right, we've got MagnaCut Salt UK pen knife.
Yeah, so UK pen knife, based off the UK because they like non-lockers. We've been making this again, probably 15 years, highly developed. But this is a salt version, so highly corrosive resistant, made with that MagnaCut.
And not just the blade steel, like everything
right,
inside.
you have
as well.
to get into the internal components and all of that stuff. So we call this our Caribbean texture because we make our Caribbean line. So it is bi-directional, peel ply machined in there. You have your black coating, black across the board, your deep pocket wire clip, and then that non-locker.
With that safety still built in.
Right, that's what makes it so beautiful is that safety.
Yeah.
When we started this, because we call it our Slip It, which has been around for about 15 years, that concept, it's when you get into slip joints, making one that can open with one hand gets hard because of that spring tension. So now this can open with one hand, has a mid-stop, as you see there. But because the spring is a little bit lighter so that you can open it with one hand, it's put a notch joint in there to give you a little bit more strength, and then that forefinger, and then that clip carry. So in the world of slip joints, they'll more and more copy the concepts of this one. It is still truly unique in the world of slip joints.
And it works really well. Like your Lil Native, I've got one of the slip joint versions, and when I bought it, and I was also going to buy one of our exclusives in the compression lock with the crew wear, but then I was like, I just like the slip joint. I don't feel like I'm losing any strength for practical applications with it, so go with that. It's the same thing here.
I carry everything, as you know, but some days I'll love that big chief, and sometimes I'll like a little slip joint. I mean, it just really depends on the day. It's a great combination, though.
Well, and I also like that you guys have always kind of looked at some of those niche markets like the UK where you can't sell most of the knives that you make. So and the people living there can't buy the things they need. So to have something that kind of solves the problems like that, it's always a good thing. And you have to pay attention to the UK. You have to pay attention to the world, because as the world, as different countries go with laws and development of whether it's product and invention or anything, if you're not part of it, you miss out. And so we're definitely a part of the European market, and we love being a part of the European market, and slip joints are a part of that market. Indeed. Well, speaking of the Lil Native, once more, we got one duplicate here.
There are pink Little Natives. So this is a 2.5-inch knife, deep pocket wire clip, back lock, bidirectional texturing, super light. If you're looking for a high performance 2.5-inch knife, the Little Natives are tough to beat.
And the lightweight versions have thinner blade stock than the G10 ones. So even slicier.
Great words. That's exactly what I feel.
I've talked about a knife or two in my day.
they get a little more slicey. For a lot of people, though, this is just that wonderful, great size. One of our knives that's been a flagship for 35 years, maybe 35 years, is our Dragonfly.
I was just going to ask, has this kind of, do you think this has kind of supplanted the Dragonfly a little bit?
I don't think you'll ever supplant the Dragonfly. But having that said, it is a good combination. They both offer unique things. They're both different. And so, excited. Why we're showing this, though, is the pink. We've always had pink knives in our line. We support cancer research and different causes, have for 25, 30 years anyways. So we like to keep a pink knife in the line, and the Little Native's a perfect combination to support the cause and get a beautiful knife made.
So I see these blades are marked BD1. Is that because these are prototype? Because I know previously a lot of the pink ones were S30V.
Honestly, off the top of my head, I don't remember.
Okay.
I'm assuming these are BD1N. I
So
think they're BD1N.
It'd be nice to get it at a lower price point
Right,
than S30
we,
would
once
bring
we
to you,
discontinue a Spyderco, we never reproduce it in its exact configuration. That's one of the things that makes them collectible.
Yeah.
But we've never produced this configuration in BD1N.
Right.
And so before, as I recall, with the if you've seen an S30V version, it's because there's a demand and we need to reintroduce it, but we could not reintroduce it in the old variation.
Right.
It's a rarity, but it is something we do. So.
Right.
Honestly, off the top of my head, I believe these are BD1N, the way you see here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, that's all we got to show you for now, but knowing Spyderco, we'll have something cool to look at in a couple months too. So we'll be sure to check in with you at Blade Show and do this again, of course.
I always appreciate you coming by. Thank you very much.
I wasn't blowing smoke when I said you're one of our favorite guests there in the beginning.
I always enjoy talking to you. You're a wise guy.
Appreciate it, man. Well, like I said earlier, check out the link in the description. That'll take you to the, well, we'll try to link all the items, but we might have to just link to the Spyderco page for expediency's sake. But you should be able to see what you could pre-order here that's not a sprint run. Put your orders in. And you said to me the lightweight PM2 is like shipping like right after the show. Like
I believe we're currently shipping right now.
Are en route to the Knife Center.
Yeah.
So you won't have to wait too long to get your hands on one of those.
We've been building them for weeks, frankly. So
Excellent.
we're just starting to ship this week.
Fantastic. Check out the links in the description. Check out all our SHOT Show coverage, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.